Let's head to ARPA. This place appears to be some kind of transport hub, but there's a peculiar odor clinging through the air and heavy, warm moisture that makes your skin crawl. I saw yellow done on a mini-map. Is that where is this where one of my recruits would be? I think this is where one of my recruits would be. And I bugged the game before trying to kill him. Wonder what happens if I try to kill him in one hit. Or before anybody gets to move. I'll load, because I probably do need to recruit some of my XCOM soldiers before I read it. What I'm thinking is I've got a specific 3 XCOM soldiers I'm going to remove. It's the last 3 I hired in the season. Apparently I can just murder him outright and turn him into food. So I guess he counts as an unintelligent creature. So that looks like a spot where a recruit would be. Abika Mubu. It's one of my XCOM characters. There's like only a very few of them that I still haven't recruited yet. These leaflets are not in good condition. They've been heavily damaged by moisture and they are only partly legible. This leaflet appears to contain some historical information about the Royal Transit System, but it's hard to piece much of it together. It suggests that the train has an onboard library. Perhaps more information could be located there. The length of the ARPA line is approximately 6.5 hours, so find a seat and make yourself comfortable. For our gold seal ticket holders, your private cabins are waiting. Remember that all tickets include complimentary refreshments and in-transit meal. For all dining car hours, please ask your concierge. Sorry, I got AFK for a bit. Alright, I'm back. It's like half an hour later or something. I don't like leaving the game running and recording running that long. Because I used to get flack for having large amounts of hours on my Steam playtime. Anyways, remember that all tickets include complimentary refreshments and an in-transit meal. For dining car hours, please ask your concierge. So yeah, I was actually also recently I mean, like, it's not like I'm I uncharted a new planet or anything, but sorry, let me start over. I recently discovered for myself something called Twitch. You know, I'm sure that's been around forever. So as you know, I'm very well late to the party, and I definitely would not be at this time in my life be very good at that because I have to AFK lots of times, and occasionally some of them will be much longer than others. Maybe a half an hour or an hour or even 2 hours. This crate appears to contain a number of very old bottles. You find one that has a tight seal on its cork. Let's take that. Might as well. Yeah, it took me about 4 or 5 resets to find a character. Now these guys, they hadn't uncovered anybody, so that's why they're not in combat. With stealth around, as long as they see one stealthy character, all characters are stealthed. Now, I'm sure that there must be people who will think this is cheap, but I can legitimately kill these guys starting battle. It just takes longer. And at this point, I think I've pretty much surpassed the combat portion of the game. I've pretty much completed the combat portion of the game. So I would like to see the exploration part of the game now. Look, I've spent hours and hours training up my characters and planning the characters, researching the characters, essentially. Researching the perks and deciding what to do. So I think I would like to say I've won the combat portion. That now it's okay to just enjoy the exploration portion. Food, bring me everything you've got. Okay. Okay. Gobble, snarf, snap. Oof, I couldn't eat another bite. Is this a Final Fantasy Ghost Train reference or something? It seems your host dropped something as he left. Can I do it again? Now, spells like this will not affect anybody except the target. When combat is not initiated, the others don't register. So they're unaware of things, but only this guy got hurt. It's strange to think that I hit a skeleton so hard he turns into a ciabatta. There's little left but scraps of cloth on this smoldering corpse. Come on, why are you... Planning a trip with the road transit system has never been easier, fast, comfortable, and affordable, offering access to all major destinations in Lukat. The original line, Krun, offers service to the King's Caldera for an exciting day in the big city, and Bracewind to relax in the peace and natural beauty of our island's southernmost destination. The Arkiston line offers service to the midland destinations of the Nightwood area, as well as the scenic Pagewood, with close access to shipping ports bound for Sarath and a ready sampling of coastal life. The Clarkus line was established for easy connections to the historic Yak Steppe area, where our island's traditions began many years ago in the popular Forthshire region, where the scenic beaches attract thousands every year. The Zayas line is the longest of our transit lines, clocking in at just over 8 hours, and offers service to both the popular markets of Wetners and the Navewood region, where many of our greatest artisans practice their crafts. ARPA, our newest line, offers service to the southern ports of the Coldforge region, as well as the breathtaking north shore of the Black Glass Mountains, where many of our island's world-famous natural springs attract throngs of visitors annually. The Zosark line is currently under construction and promises to expand our transit network even further, putting the whole of our beautiful island easily within your reach. So the next time you travel, put your feet up and travel with us, your friendly Royal Transit System. See you soon. As you're returning the book, something else on the shelf catches your eye, something that looks like it doesn't belong there. Alright. Let me take a drink here.
The Royal Transit System was established under the enlightened rule of King Nazgûr II. Court researchers experiment with culturing the remarkable phenomenon commonly called primordial ooze. The ooze was known to cover large continuous surfaces if left undisturbed and has no stomach, but a powerful muscular swallowing mechanism in order to spread food across as much of its surface as possible. When applied to the inside of a tunnel and appropriately stimulated by scent and tactile cues, a large culture swallows in a particular direction, providing labor-free movement to the trains. In order to keep the culture moist and alive, enclosed conditions were necessary, so the transit system was established fully underground where the culture is able to regulate its own environmental needs. The extraordinary properties of this ooze also prompt it to grow its own support structures in the form of ribs, so the tunnel actively prevents its own collapse. In fact, with regular use, the inside of the tunnels remains smooth, straight, and clean, and the only maintenance the culture requires is on either end of the tunnel, in order to prevent it from growing too far into the outside environment.
So the corpse is draped in nothing but rotting scraps of cloth, its hand is still tightly clutching a small metal object. Prying it loose, you find a small gold ring, still sparkling beneath its layer of greasy dirt. I'm not sure its fate with me is going to be any better than the fate of a Nidhogg's lair. ARPA tract. This tunnel appears to go on forever. The walls thrum with the sound of a pulse, and the ground feels as though it's moving beneath your feet. So after claiming the main tunnel line or entrance or whatever, you get a humor, which is then used on the tract. There is a sculpture of a man here, buried halfway in the ground, with his mouth gaping open in a silent scream. There is a brownish crust and 2 stripes down his body, as though there was something leaking from his eyes. The smell is reminiscent of the fluid you found when you stuffed your face while exploring ARPA. You pour the foul-smelling fluid into the mouth of the statue. A moment later, it starts to weep out of the statue's eyes in a thick, slow-moving stream. There's an odd gurgling noise. From down the tunnel, there's a slight rush of air, a little fresher than you would expect. It seems you're not far from an exit. It secures the area, and anything that's connected to the tract is now available. That night, Ragnar comes to see you. I know you aren't from Sarath, so you don't know how things work there, but women have it pretty crappy. There are hardly any of us, and we have a lot of kids in order to keep numbers up. They don't force us, not technically, but they keep us out of anything that might get us hurt or killed. I always wanted to be a warrior or an adventurer, but I couldn't get anyone to sell me a sword, let alone teach me to use it. When the men started courting, as I knew they would, I started thinking that maybe I should just put the dream to rest, settle down and have kids, live the cushy life I was handed. I even really liked one of them. Big, mean-looking orc named Nazar. He was everything I wanted to be, strong and deadly. You should have seen him handle a sword. Well, I married him and he was great. When I asked him to teach me to use a sword like he did, he was so happy. I think he was excited that I was interested in something he could do. He was a great teacher, too. For a while, things were good. The sword was a distraction and I managed to forget that I was still in that gilded cage. Eventually, I got restless, though, and decided to go to the military training camp. Nazar begged me not to go. He said I'd get caught. But I had to follow my heart. I took a man's name, put on bulky clothes, and left. For a few weeks it was fine. I was doing well and the sword techniques Nazar had taught me were getting me noticed. In hindsight, getting noticed was the worst thing that could have happened. One of the sergeants started to suspect that I might be a woman and he outed me in front of everybody. I was thrown out and sent home. The next day they came and took Nazar away. I was being tried for identity fraud and he was my collateral. The trial barely took any time at all and they found me guilty. I had embarrassed them, so they decided to make an example out of my situation. And they sent him here to Lucat and told me to go home and find a new husband. I was furious. Nazar had nothing to do with it. He didn't deserve to be punished for what I had done, but there was nothing I could do. Within a year, I had remarried. The new man I picked was a foppish thing I chose because I thought he couldn't be bothered to lay with me. He often had men stay the night with him, and I would sleep alone and dream of coming here to find Nazar and set him free so we could be together again. Well, a few months ago, the opportunity came up. There was an orc man who had been posing as a woman and having illicit encounters with some of the noble merchants. When he was found out, it came crashing down on him hard, and he was all lined up to be shipped out here too. I pulled a few strings and made a switch. He actually does look a lot like a woman, so this time passing was easy. He went to my estate and presumably lives like a pampered lady with my husband, and I came here in tatters to find the husband I never forgot. Whether all that is worth it, I don't know. I came here looking for either a reunion or for closure. Still sorting it all out. I have you to thank for the opportunity. Now go rest. It's another busy day tomorrow. An item has been added to your stronghold inventory. So Rangda is a character that you will never get if you have Nazar in your team. The only reason I have her is because I researched the game before playing it. And I decided, you know what, everybody's probably going to get Nazar. So I will do something different. I will get the character that you can't have at the same time as Nazar. So now I'm almost done with the current Bond characters in my army. However, there is one more thing. Don't know if you'll like this, but for the sake of completion, and this is one of those little guide dang it moments. Let's see here. Can I do it from here? No. The Rosewood Bridge. I screwed up going there. I did it incorrectly, so here's what I'll do. I'll even tack on a day for myself as a penalty. If there's a way to enter the console mode, and I need a... Here we go. Something like forget Hold on. I know I'm not gonna get this right, so I might as well just get it right. Hold on. Okay, forget. Yeah, it was alright. Forget Rosewood barricade. Or no, wait, not barricade. Bridge. No, no, no. I think I screwed that one up. Okay, hold on. Let's try lowercase. Oh wait. Forget map. Okay, hold on. Forget map. Rosewood Bridge. There we go. That looks a lot better. So yeah, that's a console command. It's a cheat, I guess. Yes, it's a cheat. Hopefully this doesn't turn you off. But there's an area that I did explore, I just didn't bring the right character to it. So I locked myself out of seeing an event and then getting a cheesy item. This is not going to be a game-breaking item. I don't think anybody's going to say that I won the game because of this. Alright, Rosewood Bridge. A bridge that still crosses over a narrow stretch of river here, as well as the ruins of some sort of small rest stop. So what I needed to do is, I needed to bring greening to this place. What I've done is I managed to get the map to reset by typing forget map and then the area name in lowercase. Alright, by checking out the... See, I've already been in this area. That's why I kind of skimmed through that. That bed has the key to this chest, essentially. The chest is fitted with an unusual circular lock, which lacks a keyhole. While playing with the lock, you notice that it can be rotated and emits a quiet clunking noise. You take the note you found from under the bed and follow the instructions written on it. You get halfway through the instructions before the mechanism lets out a loud noise. Perhaps the locking mechanism reset itself. It has to be performed quickly. Let's have Greeting do it, because his thwart is pretty high. It's so high he gets the best of 3 result. The lock jumps outward a little, and the chest lid automatically pops open. A wonderful, sweet smell hits your nose. Could it be? Unbelievable! What? It's just a cake. Oh, no, 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 no. You can't feel it? Look at this masterpiece. The loft, the crumb, the heady aroma, the fine, pure cocoa. It's positively bewitching. Man was not meant to know chocolate as dark as this. Anyway, can I have it? I'm the only one with any chance of withstanding the pure darkness of that cake, after all. I'm uniquely suited and such. He's almost in a trance, and he really wants that cake. Yikes, Green. If it's really that important to you, then take it. Slowly, and with great reverence, he lifts the cake out of the chest and holds it aloft like some kind of trophy. Doo-doo-doo-doo! His eyes glint with a kind of desperate madness, and his lips begin to move. At first, you think he might just be salivating, but soon it becomes apparent that he's casting some kind of spell. Wait, Greeting, what are you doing? He doesn't appear to hear you, his voice rising in crescendo as he completes his spell. What the hell was that? Dark arcane secrets, what else? This rod contains all of the power of that cake. I'm sure we'll be able to find a way to turn its power toward the greater good. This is the weirdest thing I've seen since we got here, even when compared to that thing with the face. Is that the worm thing with the eyes and faces? Or I don't know. I don't know what the thing with the face is. Just get your rod and let's go. But of course, that was worth the console reset. Oh no, while we were screwing around with that cake, some trolls wandered up. Oh, they'll be sorry they came this way today. Let's see what this rod can do. This rod doesn't actually do anything in the hands of anybody that isn't greening. I can switch items right now because greening is a telekinetic. So this is why you can't sell those frosty caking those cake slices, because you can summon it with the wand I missed. I put two and two together when I looked up why I couldn't sell. This seemed like I couldn't sell certain foods, the 4-course meal and these cakes. So I looked it up and then I explained that you can get infinite of these. So I looked further into the cake situation, and yeah, I was supposed to get a rod here. Unbelievable! To think that this was just sitting here all these years. This thing could make enough cake to feed everybody forever. Watch, I'll make a gigantic one right now. What's wrong? It isn't working, it's rebellious, like the darkness has a will of its own. No matter, it's only a matter of time before its secrets bend to my will. Let's be off. Alright, can I still... Okay, well, the area is secured. I wonder how the spawn would occur, because I think if you cross the bridge normally, you might make the monsters appear. Anyways, I don't need those cake pieces. I'm not going to eat them, and they're not worth anything to sell. I don't really need this. Mana repository's a new thing to me, but it's just something to sell. It's something I get for doing good on the challenge. But yeah, that's what I missed the first time through. Is the chocolatier rod. Alright, I mean, I'll let him use that, no problem. So that's why I did a map reset, and I hope you also think it was worth it. And yes, I'm sure I could no doubt use the map reset to get more of the soul weapons. Don't need to. I'm okay. I didn't do this because I felt like I needed an edge. I only did this because I wanted to see what the event was and, you know, just pick up the chocolatier rod. It's not like I needed the cake. I don't know, I think I'm spending too much time trying to justify it. Mainly because I'm worried what people will think. I don't know. Well, that's taken care of. Again. I'm bringing in all my ropes for this one. I only need 9, I think. Riverbend Ferry. An old ferry station. The current is far too dangerous to swimming, but you might be able to find some way to get the ferry working. I brought in every rope I possess. That's 5, 10, 16 lengths of rope. This looks like a pulley designed to reel the ferry across to the water. The rope is rotting and threadbare, but if you can replace it with something stronger, you should be able to get the ferry working. Add a piece of rope to the pulley. Yeah, sure. You securely tie a length of tough rope to the pulley system. Pulley still needs more rope before it'll be safe to use. 9 more pieces should be enough. Oh, I guess I need 10. Okay. Whoops, I missed the text for that. Let me just restart this section. One more piece should be enough. You securely tie a length of tough rope to the pulley system. The rope on the pulley system has been entirely replaced. You can now use it to cross the rapids. Ride the ferry across the rapids? Not yet. Oh, here's another piece. Is that really all that's here? Anything else? Hold on. There. I gotta make sure that all this stuff is explored, all these areas. I'm not positive it will matter. I feel like it does in most cases, that you need to have all the tiles uncovered before you're allowed to secure the area. There we go. Now, it probably wasn't necessary, but just in case. Thieves' Hideout. This old mansion is relatively sheltered by the surrounding terrain and has escaped much damage. Perhaps it has escaped the notice of looters as well. This tree looks significantly less healthy than others. The ground around it is cracked and uneven, and many of its roots are sticking out above ground, as if it had previously been uprooted and put back. It looks as if it could simply be pulled down with some effort. Well, that was good. With a mighty shove, the tree topples over to the side, revealing a hidden door. You hear a clicking noise, but nothing happens. Well, I am impressed you managed to find our little hideaway. No, let me light this. Oh, please. Brand could kill all of you with both hands tied behind his back, sitting down. There is a tremendous scuffling, and an instant before you can reach for your weapons, you are completely surrounded by scruffy rogues. At their head is a woman strikingly beautiful before a severely discolored front tooth. Well, I'm almost impressed anyway. We really need something better than that old tree to hide the entrance to our base. Now, if you want to keep yourself in one piece, stay where you are with your arms up. You are severely outnumbered. The band of ruffians begin rifling through your pockets. Oh ho ho, there's a nice handful of gold here, miss. Confiscate and throw them in the dungeon. I'll decide what to do with them later. Something hard strikes the side of your head and your body goes limp. I was never fond of these capture things, and of course they leave you with your weapons. This section of wall is boarded up. Whoever worked on this has done a sloppy job. Some of the boards look wobbly and loose. You could probably just smash through, or if you're nimble enough, you might be able to pry them open quietly. We'll finesse it, but not with him. Oh, it was the best of three anyways. As quietly as possible, you begin teasing the boards apart, hiding each one underneath the bed as you go. Being mindful to check on the guards regularly, you eventually clear away into the adjacent cell. There's a small iron key hidden underneath the bed. Yeah. How Captain Logus probably could have killed them all, and he's not built super fighter style. Like he's definitely got some fight in him. Obviously, it's hard to go wrong when you can only put points on these 9 abilities. It's fine. I can buy as many keys as I want. Look how much gold I have. They're trying to escape. Get them! Let's see here. We'll move Kirilo back. Oh, or I guess I cannot go there. what I was trying to do is I was trying to place Captain Logus right there so he could slaughter everybody. Like that. Oh, you showed me, ruffians. Nothing gets in the way between me and lighting this torch. This looks like all the gold that was stolen from you. Man, I don't really want to know where Kirilo and the others hid the rest of that gold. That's such a small amount of gold compared to what I have. Maxic lens, sure, I'll take that. Gold lock. Rope whip. Take it in case I need it. I don't think I particularly need these things. Since porters don't count for inventory event checks, put on Shapiro. The air coming from below is quite chilly, but feels refreshing. You can hear the sound of rushing water. Go down the ladder. Water flows underneath the jetty at a brisk speed. You notice some pieces of weathered rope tied to some of the posts, suggesting that something is usually moored here. The water looks clean and does not seem particularly deep. You could climb in and let the current carry you downstream, but there's no telling where you might end up. You gently lower yourself off the edge and into the water. The water is not very deep, but is very cold, and the tunnel quickly grows dark as the current pushes you away from the torchlit jetty. After a few turns, the water becomes deeper and the current gentler. You can no longer reach the floor, so you let the water carry you onward. Soon, you see a faint light coming from up ahead. As you float closer, you see another jetty jutting out into the float. You grab hold of it as you float closer and haul yourself out of the drink. You are numb and shivering, but back on solid ground once more. With any luck, a campfire will be forthcoming. There we go, I want to make sure I secured it first. A nice little mini adventure. Don't care so much for the auto capture business though. I think the only one that would be in any danger would be Kirilo. Maybe Shapiro, but that's only if Shapiro can't attack. Now, there's no real reason I'm making him do this, other than the fact I don't want to build everybody exactly the same.